Urgent you general Johnson, the market, the Dombo, Johnson, Joking, the Manjun, Cordon Condo Mambego, Gigi, Soda, Ginger, Love, Jerez, Guru Bema, said Hong Gonzalo, Zem Garavichiri, Zem Beman, Beman, Jemba, Nishunga. Sozo Nubnyang, Dedun, Jaza, so Kadre Lama, Namla, Zorwa, and Deve, Womin, Gigi, Inji, Podang, Neduzon, Sanje, Kunjengo. Rangsim Chugung, Uzo, Dunzeba, Zavi, Lame, Shabla, Sorwa, and Semjan Tamji, Devadan, Devi, Yudan, Dembra Jurich. Dungadan, Dungaragi, Judan, Tavara Juji, Dungan, Bibi, Deva, Tambadan, Mendarva, Juji, Nirin, Chakdan, Yudan, Tanyum, Zeme, Bala, Nebara, Joruji. I'd like to welcome each of my Dharma brothers and sisters to the path of meditation beyond mindfulness. And that I'm doing this series of teaching because my dear Father Rinpoche, Gyabje Tsikishong Rinpoche, Parinirvana, yesterday was the 6th week. So I decided to give and offer Dharma Dana or offerings to all my brothers and sisters. So before this meditation, path of meditation, I gave the introducing and talk of holistic living. The holistic living is about the holistic living is the path of how to be have a positive attitude or being happy, how to make to be being happy and to create happiness to others. Likewise, we have a program of radically happy book and program. Connected with that, in that happiness, we have introduced about interconnected happiness is actually about compassion, generating compassion or introducing how to practice. So then the second in holistic living is the actually meditation of compassion. So medicine compassion book, I had a video recording of explanation of compassion and how to apply and how to recognize and how to increase and how to face the challenges in life, and to maintain to have compassion is not easy. It's easy to say, easy to practice when we are alone, but to apply compassion daily life with the other people and difficult circumstance is going to be challenges. But that's why we need to practice and make sure that we are familiarized and infuse and really to become so natural to be compassionate, so we become so easy in daily basis. But the having compassion has not enough. because to have dignity means the confidence without self-ego or self-pride, and having dignity with a very clear, decisive, very clear taking decisions of what is the right thing to do. And when you decide, you have no regret and no doubt about it. That is actually is the sign of dignity. So how to improve and how to recognize that without self-judgment and having a very clear noticing of our own action and our own what we are, what we have, but not having, how you say, self-judgment. So dignity is the already existent in naturally. The dignity is not something need to be created or need to be learn something new, but because of we forgot and we have not much have time to reconnect towards our nature dignity. So that's why seems like we learning something new, but that is absolutely wrong. We are not learning something that we don't have. So these three important points of happiness, compassion, and dignity is something is very important in life, in personal life, into relationship, and normally in family or friends and others, and globally or whatever you want to do in life. But the most important that we really need to have is the wisdom and knowledge. So today the topic is these three: happiness, compassion, and dignity. All three of them shares one simple method or simple path, that is actually the path of meditation. We can have developed knowledge and higher knowledge through uh, study, discussions, readings to develop knowledge, but to really have inner wisdom, we must have meditation. Without the meditation, we're not going to have wisdom. So what is the difference? For me, knowledge is something external that we need to gain, and the wisdom is something we need to gain through internally. So that is the difference that I see. So I want to make sure that holistic living must join to the path of meditation. So people who is a kind of beginner, kind of people and don't want to be into religion and particular into this don't want to go into belief system, so they can, can go to the technique of holistic living, uh, happiness program or compassion, whatever, that we can begin with that. But you really want to go a little bit deeper of meditation, then we should actually explore the path of meditation. And we have a quite good establishment of path of meditation for 2-year course. And I'm very happy with the program, and I know that can be very beneficial. But I don't think so is you should not think that this 2-year course is something complete and I'm finished after 2 years and I'm already improved. I don't think so. You think like that, but you should not think that way. You need to carry on with our meditation methods to carry on daily basis. I think it's going to be very beneficial. So I want to begin with basically, I just want to, many of you have done meditation and some of you have in the higher meditation path, and many of you done meditation, and some of you can be a beginner, and some of you can be in middle way, so doing some meditation. And can be some of you wanting to begin with meditation, but you really want to know what is about it. So just to introduce meditation to the beginner and refreshing to the middle and to reminding to the older friends who are doing meditation for a long time. The first thing I want to say, why we need to meditate. So basically, I think the most simple idea is to, in my life, for example, in my physical body, in health, I give you example. When I do exercise, then my blood pressure is normal and I feel good, but at the same time, the physical result is good too. So when I don't do exercise, then the result is not good, right? So, but first of all, we need to understand and need to be noticed that there has benefit to doing exercise. So you need to be regularly you need to be motivated. Why I need to do this? Make sure that I do it and I should carry on continuously doing this physical exercise. After a while, 1 month, 2 months later, then becomes a kind of natural habit that I do it exercise without really making motivating myself. Naturally, I know it, and I have naturally sort of becoming so natural to me to able to practice the exercise. Likewise, in the beginner, many of us, we need to struggle in feelings, emotions, thoughts, life, personally, with others. We need to sort of struggle. I think that is something that we always does. We all struggle somewhere, somehow. We have happy moments. We have good times. But then we have a lot of challenges, individual or a group, personal. So when we notice this difficulty, I think it's the very important to notice. So we are not healthy, mentally and feeling with emotion and thoughts. We are not healthy. So then we begin to explore what's there to go. So that's why meditation comes in there. It's really, really beneficial. And the meditation methods are going to be so relevant for the people who are now noticing they are really not healthy in the state of mind or state of inner. So inner means feeling, sensation, emotions, thoughts, and state of mind. So many of us that we have have good moments and have very good memories and very good experiences in life, feelings. But then we have bad experiences, bad feelings, bad emotions. So we have experience in the past. So having experiences is not enough. We must realize, or we must notice, I have this. So that's why I must explore. They have any solution for that. So we need to explore on the path of meditation. So that's why why I should meditate. I think that is the answer. I'm not really want to drag all of you to very difficult terminology, such as uh, our negative thoughts and negative emotions, negative feelings arises from judgment, but the judgments arises, by ego, and we have very strong ego because we have not seen the nature, ignorance. So not seeing the nature, the ignorance, because of the ignorance, we have very strong identity of self, we so-called ego, I. Then that constantly having a mind to judge with that in the mind, with ego, I, then we always continuously comparing, judging, um, all this self-judging, judging through others to self-judging, judging others, situations, all like that, continuously, with a subtle way or with a gross way. So produce extremely difficult situation of feelings, emotions, and thoughts. So I can say this level, but I think the best way to learn meditation teachings is when I try to explain things. Don't listen only my word and what Rinpoche is saying. The, actually, the better to hear my voice and explanation, but then you, time to time, you follow within yourself, follow you within into yourself. So Rinpoche is talking about why I should meditate. Then when I say noticing this, noticing that, and you try to look inwardly in what you experience until now. So this way is really too good to sort of refresh and to remember why I should meditate. Then the second, I'm going to say, who is the person doing this meditation? I think it's very important. I want to bring not just why I should meditate, but who, what kind of person. Who means what kind of person. So many of us, and I regularly, I um, checked myself, now many years I'm going to the path of meditation through guidance of my teacher. And I realized that our state of mind or state of emotion or state of being, the state of being, myself, is very important when I should meditate. In a beginner, so you are very much difficult time, you facing very difficult emotion, difficulty. So in a beginner level, you're so trauma, physical or emotional trauma that created by a situation in yourself or others, whatever situation. When you into that kind of deep difficulty, I think going directly meditation can be benefit or can be not beneficial in the beginning. So what I try to say is, mind is sort of little bit of cool down, then meditation is very nice to begin with. So in the future, whatever you had difficulty the past, that you can actually clean up all the rubbish is left. But then to in the future not to go through that kind of extremely difficulty trauma, you don't want to go through that again. So then your mind state of mind is a little bit more calmer than before. Then that kind of mind state should be good to meditate and begin to meditate. I think is very, very helpful. So the best person who know to who should meditate is the person is yourself. I can explain, everybody have different measuring of pain. Somebody can have a very high tolerance of pain. Some person have low tolerance of pain. So the measuring pain is all individual. Likewise, meditation is all individual. The method is there, but it's actually individual. So you should check yourself that you are not that into the trauma yet or already passed through. Then you need to begin to meditate. It's likewise a hot water. In Asia, we like to drink hot water. But then the hot water, everybody has different tolerance of the hot water. Where some people can drink very hot, somebody can drink very hot. Is for them is kind of okay, and some of them can't drink medium of hot water, medium water cannot drink this heat. So everybody is different. By the way, you can keep the water a little bit longer, so you can taste each time. Then when is the comfortable temperature of that water that you can actually drinkable. Likewise, who should we meditate is the person can learn how to meditate, but to begin the meditate, you need to have little bit of stable, how you say, state of mind who are not too trauma, not too deep in the emotional state. And so you can begin with a um, kind of state of mind, a little bit calmer is better. Then Number third, I'm going to say what. So meditation, actually, meditation, what meditation? The word of the meditation generally is something to do, something to think, something to focus. So you have two kinds of the word. One is called gom, means meditation, that translate like that. And one is khom, it's a little bit more lower sound. Khom means to put in habit, to have put in habit. So gom actually means to be meditate on, such as try to focus to breath, being focused in the present moment, focus to breathing in and out, being mindful in the present moment. All this type of focusing to be mindful, being presence and knowing in being mindful in the presence, all that is type of meditation. Gom. Gom is actually put into habit, not to meditate on, but to put in habit. So in the meditation that Buddha Shakyamuni teachings in Dharma, they generally divide into two sections, called in Sanskrit they call shamatha, and the second one called Vipassana. So shamatha means meditation, what to meditate. You need to focus in our meditation path. We have 2-year course. The first year course called shamatha. So you have each of month have different object to focus. So you have this focusing meditation. So the second year called Vipassana, or the second part of meditation called Vipassana, is more towards knowing your aware and knowing or noticing your thoughts, noticing the present, the feelings, especially emotions or thoughts arising, just any thoughts, not to be specialized, special focus to any special thoughts, but just noticing things first. Then slowly, you more natural towards that. After months and months later, you become so natural to seeing the thought being arise, thought being present, thought being cease. So regularly you being aware and being mindful and being conscientiousness, basically being noticing. Being noticing thoughts and feelings, no need to be any expanded to practice, just to simply notice. Then your awareness becomes so clear and vast, or you develop very naturally. So this type of beginning of practicing the Vipassana, but not yet the true Vipassana yet, but this is the doorway to Vipassana. So it's not to meditate on something, but it's actually being familiarized so much time to become habit. So something to meditate on and put into being, to becoming the habit, is the true type of meditation. So shamatha makes you calmer, wiser, and peaceful, But the Vipassana going to see the nature more clear and what is actually is. What is the thought? What is the nature of thought? What is thought? What is the nature of thought? What is the thought? What is nature of thought? What is the feeling? What is nature of the feeling? What is the feeling? What is nature of it? All this going to be much more clearer and clearer. So the Vipassana is, this is the doorway to the Vipassana path. And so this type of meditation is there in the path of meditation. And going to the 2 years course, not going to be developed that much improvement, but the 2-year course give you some experientially journey of the path of shamatha and vipassana, but the experiential is going to be very glimpse of experiential. You want to carry on, then it's the best way to carry on a little bit longer, and the best is whole life, then you really develop well, such as to be healthy, you must drink water, you must breathe air, you must exercise, you must eat. You cannot just do eat today and tomorrow you're not eating, 1 week not eating. It's not possible. You must be healthy every day, eat little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, continuously. So meditation is actually like that. It's like a breathing, it's like a eating, it's like a exercising, but it's actually being mentally improvement. But then meditation, our teachings, the path of meditation goes beyond just being healthy mindset, but go beyond that, beyond the mindfulness, beyond just to be peaceful mind or happy mind. So beyond that is actually called Vipassana meditation. So don't be rushed. Go with your pace. Everybody has a different pace, so go with your own pace is the very healthy way. So number 4, I'm going to say how. So many of you, I think, does meditation, so you should carry on whatever you're doing. And you should do what are you doing the main practice, and they have additional practices, methods. You can do additional methods, but you should not give up your main practice that you're doing. So that is very important. And you are a beginner kind of type of meditation, you want to begin, then I think I encourage you to look up the path of meditation that we giving this to the Insami Institute. I think you're going to be very okay with that. They have many different methods there, but then I think you just look at that path of meditation. You can go through that. I think it's very beneficial. But then I encourage many of you, 5 minutes meditation, 10 minutes meditation is a little bit too short. For exercise, one day I asked to my doctor, he's saying 40 minutes is what you should do, but you can do more than 40 minutes, like 1 hour, 1 hour, 20 minutes is the very good. So likewise, meditation, 40 minutes or beyond 40 minutes, 1 hour in one sitting. You can sit on a chair or you can sit in a cushion. I think the both are very, very okay. When I should meditate is number 5. When the best is in the morning, and then you can check what is suitable for you yourself, morning or afternoon, evening. But generally, morning is always mentioned in the ancient texts, traditional path. People who does journey, the morning is always good. Birds are singing. The earth is warm. The sun is shine, beginning to rise. Our health is beginning to rise. Our body is getting healthier, warmer. Our mind is more clearer, more fresher. So that time is the good to meditate. So the meditation is a kind of natural way. So the global, our world is going to the natural way, sunrise and sunset. So the meditation you can do when the sunrise is more beneficial. So this is a kind of introducing for many of you, refreshing some of my older friends, reminding to the medium friends, and explaining to the newcomers of this type of meditation is important. So basically, now I have created some important points of a meditation. Generally, meditators, people who are people who are wanting to meditate, people who are people who are already doing meditation, people who are advanced meditators, and people who are want to begin to meditate, or anyone who want to meditate, like your friends, family members, colleagues. So anybody who want to do begin, and I want to highlight some important points that is very beneficial to me. So now I'm going to explain. So one most important key, you can say magical point, the 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 the, the most important beneficial to meditator is this word. You don't need to be actually learn too much of meditation first. This the what is about meditation. So your body first, you must body must be on your cushion. So wherever you're staying, be body should be on cushion. Then the mind should be in that body. Means I'm in the cushion, but I'm thinking of buying coffee from coffee shop, going to shopping centers, thinking about meetings, projects. So your mind is not in the body, but mind is somewhere in the coffee shop or shopping malls. So that's why that is actually not correct. So before you say I want to meditate, better learn to do is body is on your cushion, then the mind is in your body, not in other places. Then the mind should be at ease, means mind should be very rested. So you just exhale, breathing, then in breathing in and out very naturally. So body just mind is in the body, no need to be put in the breath or anywhere. Just breathe easily and just the mind should be in the body and not in the air anywhere else. So you slowly you can do focusing your breath or feel your body, but don't go too drilling into this focusing breath, drilling in the breath, drilling in the feeling of body body sensations is Too much drilling is not advice. I'm not going to advise too much of that now. I just want to say is feel the body in the position, and the mind is just in the body, and the mind is ease. That is the so simple, but we don't know how to do it. Body in the mind in ease is the least that we can do, but then we actually uh, not familiarize so much of that. We are not have a habit on that. We must do something. Then we say, okay, focus your breath, focus your body feeling, focus your body parts, or focus your sensations, focus positive thinking, positive feeling, positive happiness. And we use different vocabularies and feelings, and all these different types of things. We do it because our mind is so strong on habits of doing things. Our mind does not know how to be ease. So this is the somebody asked me, Rinpoche, what is the meditation? I'm not going to say too much thing, honestly. I'm going to say body on cushion, mind is in the body, and mind at its ease. That's it. That is what it is. Then you can't do that. So now we give you shamatha meditation, what mind should do before anything else. You let mind to do something, then we do the focus. So that is called meditation. So that is number one I want to give sharing to all my friends. So second is the very important to ourselves in it as a meditation, to go into the journey of meditation. It's so important to have the right intention or right motivation. It's so important. The right and motivation or intention actually means the positive, not self-driven only. Of course, I want to be benefited. Of course, yeah. But not just only that limitation, go beyond a little bit of that. So may I can help some others, my friends, my family members, a little bit beyond. I want to benefit some others, someone who need it, genuinely from my heart. So try to arise, or more try to be arise and more make our intention and motivation, especially motivation to make a little bit more clearer towards other, is very, very, very important, because our motivation is a reflection of ourselves. So whatever meditation we are doing, whenever we meditation who are wanted to do, whatever we're going to do, we are doing, our motivation is reflection of ourselves. So we really need to choose a good motivation, so that can be benefit to yourself, benefit to other, and the motivation is equally important of your meditation practice. Motivation is equally beneficial of your motivation and your meditation equally, because the motivation is the guideline, and the motivation is the guideline. Motivation is actually the best way to check your improvement of your meditation, is actually the motivation. And I've seen that to my own meditation practices so many times. In the beginning level, my motivation is more like artificial, superficial, and slowly when I go through my meditation practices, and the superficial and artificial one becoming more realistic, more real, and more genuine, then more genuine after. And one day, I realized my motivation to benefit the beings are really coming from my heart without any hodgepodge, mix up things, So that begins to realize that meditation increases the wisdom, but not the knowledge. That is the difference. You can read books, you can discuss with people, you can listen teachings to about benefit the beings of thoughts, emotions. You can discuss, you can listen, you can read. That is all knowledge. But when you look at your own heart, in your own motivation, your own motivation in your own heart, there the knowledge does not reach to the heart. The heart should be arise, to awaken. And through your meditation, the motivation weakens and becomes awake. So not become superficial, not become artificial, you become realistic, real. So that's why motivation is so important. That's why the meditation is so important. Meditation springs the wisdom, and the motivation checks and balance of the meditation. And meditation helps the motivation to become purer. So that's why the relationship of the motivation and meditation. Okay. So that I began to say in the beginning why we need to meditate. So in that time, I think we all know, we all heard about, I'm, going through difficulties like that. But the really objective of shamatha meditation, the vipassana meditation, basically the samadhi, the meditative state, the samadhi, the meditation, the whole objective of meditation is transforming the mind. We need to know what to transform, of course, such as I give you example. I was a very short temper person. I trained myself to hate people who not doing good to me when I was a younger time. Then slowly through the meditation, I'm changed. I'm not doing that much. Self reminding myself to hate other people. That reminding become less, and one day gone completely. Then slowly, my hatred is go less. Then my temperament become less. Then my temperament not so deep down in my heart. My temperament is just like the um, kind of eating chili, not so spicy, but little bit not so hot chili, but just mild chili type. It's hot. My anger is mild, just into that going on something to do, and you little bit of hit on to explain to somebody or doing somebody wrong like that, but not really truly angry in bottom from my heart. So like that, I'm in the developing, practicing. So try to transform, seeing the difference, transforming. Then really one day, yesterday, I can mention one, yesterday night, my wife, Kandunobola, asked me very directly to me, "Oh, do you really hate anyone?" Then my answer was no. So this answer I really gave from my heart, that I don't have No one I hate from my bottom, from my heart. So transforming the mind is very important of the objective of meditation. But what we really need to understand is handle the mind with ease. We are not doing our project. We are not handling a project. We are not have big goals. We don't have these big ideas and projects to handle. So that's why when we doing inner journey, our journey of mind, journey of meditation, journey to innerly, when we do the journey innerly, you need to handle our own mind with very easy. Handle the mind with gently. Don't force, don't push, but being mindful, motivate, and handle gently, handle easily is very important. So then you begin to meditate every day, 1 hour, 40 minutes. Every day you do. Then they have different methods. And I think you all know there are many methods. And now what we giving the Samye Institute is the path of meditation of Maha Mudra. So Maha Mudra have quite many steps of shamatha. So I gave quite a simple one. I chose simple one to give the path. So they have each month. First you do the focusing objective, then breath. The breath have few months, then mental object, tightening, loosening, then natural state or non-focused shamatha meditation. You start doing that. But then the whole point of doing meditation is mastering the method is not the point. Doing this, doing that, doing this is not the point. The point is mastering the mind is actually the point. So learning to see, learning to calm, learning to see, to do the transformation, to recognize the nature. So this is the actually mastering the mind, not the only the method. So don't hooked with the method to do something, to get the point and keep doing some point, then you're going to reach some point. Nobody going to give you marking of 90%, A plus, B plus, B minus. Nobody going to give you that. Don't worry about that. Nobody judging you. Nobody measuring your knowledges and your experiences. Nobody does that. Don't worry about that. Completely let go. What we learn until now in school and university out there, how much we did in the resume, going to job, doing things, pleasing people. This all we done. In the meditation, we don't need to please anybody. We don't need to show any resume. We don't need to worry about measuring things. Just learn to do be ease. Relax. Don't worry. Just ease. That's why mastering the mind is the point, not the methods only. You can say, Rinpoche, I can meditate without much distraction for 30 minutes. It's very good. What I'm going to answer for that question? Really? I'm going to say, of course, very good. But then I'm going to say, your anger did reduce? Your motivation is genuine? How's your patient level? How's you transforming your mind? Are you okay? You good? You think you improve? You okay? Then the answer is yes, and I'm going to say they're very good. You are doing good, in the right path. So mastering the method is not the point. Mastering the mind is the point. Someone told me how long I should meditate every day. Then the answer is, I cannot give you the timetable. It's good to say, must do 40 to 1 hour. That is the minimum. But I cannot say this and that. What I want to say is learn to be persistent and continuous. Don't do today a little bit more, tomorrow less. And next day of the day after tomorrow, you completely forgot to meditate. Don't do that. Learn to be persistent and continuously carry on every day in applying I know this is the most difficult. That's why the most important the advice I receive from my meditation master is, Rinpoche, you must be persistent and continuously doing. So that's why in applying the practice to meditation, to gradually develop the good habits and transform the mind. So you slowly developing slowly, then your negative feelings, negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative habits, because we have so much habits, negative. Some of, I think, not so much. I'm going to say 5, 10, or 1, 2, that you need to transform, whatever that is. They're slowly transforming and bring the good habits in there. So that is the more main important of the things to learn and things to keep in the mind. I seen myself into the journey of meditation, and I'm pretty sure these days people going through this meditation journey. Everybody have these fashion moments or the feeling of good and bad moments, inspiring moments. And I've seen so many people, hooked up with this kind of world that we always need to be inspired to do something. We cannot do with your own wisdom, your own knowledge, your own decisiveness. You know exactly what to do. There's so few people know these things. There's so many people just going through random feelings, random excitement. So that's why when the people, many of my older friends, I think you're already doing very well in your meditation. And medium people who done few years meditation, I want to remind you. And for the people who beginners who want to do, this is the most important that you should hold on your head, your on the mind, the great master attitude. What it actually means that is when you have good result through the meditation, so you feels good or your thought is very clean and calm or peaceful or satisfaction. Don't be too happy. I know, I've been there. I've been this place. Don't be too happy. Now you start doing meditation continuously every day and they have bad results. Physical aching, mind not calm enough, emotionally is always bubbling, feelings uncomfortable, this type of things. Don't be too sad. Carry on again, continuously. Don't dwell into these two things that we always do, being happy and being sad. Don't bring these two things in the meditative path, inner journey, mental transformation path. Don't bring these two. That's why you develop meditative state very gradually and you improve very well. Why we are not improving so well? Because this is true. That's why I always teach this. Great master attitude is one of the most important benefit to me. So I know this is the most difficult. When you're dealing with your friends, families, relationship towards your kids, your wife, girlfriend, or husband, or partner, or family members celebrating all this good time, you need to show happiness. You need to be excited. You show love. Do that. That's very important. But when you start doing the meditation, inner journey, the journey of the nature, when you do that, keep the mastering the natural attitude, the the neutral attitude, not too happy, not too sad, just letting be. Towards your own journey to meditation is the most important. So don't confuse these two things. When you do externally life in our life, dealing with your children, you hug, you kiss, you give love, you care, your feeling towards your friends, family members, your partners, all that, you do that. Very important. Don't act too neutral attitude. But when it comes to meditation, don't be too emotional about it. This is completely opposite. What you do is when you do meditation journey, you keep very neutral attitude. But when you're external, you keep it as normal as possible. So this is again keeping the guideline, a very clear guideline to not mess up with our meditations journey in our journey, our externally journey of family life and inner journey of meditation. So the meditation that transforms our mind, the Vipassana meditation, is very important to understand what is the beginning of the Vipassana. What is the beginning of wisdom, the inner wisdom that I want to do? Whether you advanced meditator or whether you are in a medium meditator, of course, not need to be in the beginner. You don't need to worry too much about it now. But it's good to keep in mind is the seeing your thoughts, see your thoughts, see your emotions, see your own feelings without trying, without any naming, recognizing, and without making too much importance about it. So that this is the door of the beginning. This is the beginning of Vipassana meditation is this. Before you do anything else, I'm talking about Vipassana meditation. Don't talk about this emptiness, nature, rigpa, all that nature state of the things. Before you do all that, we must do regularly, not only just meditative state level, but regularly in wherever you do, wherever you go, whatever you do. Try to just noticing your thoughts, noticing your emotions, notice all your feelings, but don't try naming or making too much importance. This is the very important technique or very, very important practice. Regular practice is very important. So we need to be mindful in the beginning. It's very important. We need to be learn to notice what we are doing now, being mindful what we are need to do. They both are very, very important. And we need that regularly until we are not familiarized completely, naturalized completely. Familiarized is just in the beginning, little bit advanced of the beginning, you do familiarizing. But the real, you become complete naturalized, completely naturally. Then you don't need to have mindfulness because it's already beyond mindfulness. Mindfulness is like keeping, like a shepherd, making sure that all the sheep is in the right direction. So we need mindfulness in the beginning. Then ease the mindfulness. When it comes to meditation, we need to have mindfulness to do what to do. But then when it comes to the meditation in the state of meditative state, then you ease the mindfulness. You don't need to work too hard. Then you rest without any mindfulness. So the people who does Rigpa meditation, nature of meditation, you know what this means. People who doesn't not do any meditative advanced meditation, you don't know what I'm saying completely. You know what I'm saying, but you don't know through experientially. But don't worry about it. This is important to in the beginning. When you start doing meditation, you know what I'm saying slowly. So being mindful in the beginning, then ease the mindfulness, then rest without mindfulness is very important. So whatever method of meditation you do, some of you doing my class that I have in the Introduce and Samye Institute, many of you don't do my class. You're doing some other practice, whatever practice, I'm very happy you're doing. And people who are not doing it, anybody want to join any meditative school or this, I'm really happy for you. But you really need to have one thing that you should keep in mind. Whatever you learn, whichever school, whichever religion, whichever non-religion, or any spiritual path you may choose, the most important, the greatest antidote is seeing your own faults. I know it's difficult in the beginning. That's why it's very important to have little bit of steady mind, steady carrying the meditation techniques and meditation. That kind of person, you must begin to learn to see your own faults. You can begin with any faults, small, bigger, doesn't matter. Then being willing to transform that is very hard, I'm telling you. Then you try to proceeding towards the transformation is a key. So it's very important in um, our own journey meditation. Now everything's rely on your hand. Is nobody hands this particular method here. Nobody has any high hands on you. You yourself is the biggest hands and you can do. Biggest gift, biggest guidance, biggest beneficial is actually you can do. Now the decision that you need to take is this, that the seeing our own faults, willing to transform, and proceeding through the transformation is the most important. So when you go through the practice, meditation, and you see some transformation, you see some improvement, then I realize, I went through this path, and I know many of you could go through, and some of you go through less. It depends on the people.
People who are naturally proud, naturally self-conscious and self-importance, a little bit of proud, natural type person, then for you this is very important. And some of you can be, beginning a little bit of low self-sustain or just not seeing yourself so special about it normally, then you have a less problem of this. But anyway, I'm going to mention to you the greatest obstacle of meditator, the meditation, is being proud. Proud on your result, proud in your journey, proud on your meditation. And not seeing your own faults in your spirituality is the greatest obstacle of meditation. So now you can see the whole the idea of meditation is to make our mind and our being improve, to go beyond our obstacles. So this is the wholeness of the meditation, is that the whole being of meditation is actually improving ourselves. They have greatest antidote in this world given to us is our innate nature quality. An innate nature quality of calmness, innate nature quality of being happy, innate nature quality of dignity, innate nature quality of freedom. That inner nature is only we can improve or recognize, to improve or recognize, to become familiarized and to complete holistically transform ourselves is the only way is meditation. They have no other path than that. So please keep in mind. So that's why meditation brings inner peace, meditation brings happiness, meditation increases compassion, and meditation recognize dignity. So I receive, this is my class, but I receive some meditation questions from some of my friends that about how to develop the Dzogchen meditation. The most important part, the co-junction, our Rigpa practice, the really co-junction is actually compassion and devotion. One thing that we really forgetting or we are not putting too importance about is always we are sort of maintaining nature state, but we know we are not improving because we are not taking too importance about compassion from the genuine arising compassion, genuine arising devotion, mingling mind. This kind of things is so lack of us in our culturally because we are stopping ourselves not to improve. There are no one actually stopping. There are no obstacle there to stopping you. Only you. Really, this is what I really think. That's why offering Buddha lamb, accumulation merit is so important to balance up. And many of us who does meditation, Rigpa, saying the key is not the recognition only. The key is doing the meditation. Then within that meditation, you actually going to recognize naturally. But then, of course, you need to make sure that our recognition is the making sure with your teacher is very important, and then your on making sure by experience and teacher is very important. Sometimes very important that our knowledge, you know, and our self, our own being, mean yourself, and your knowledge must go through must go together. Our knowledge can have great Dzogchen teachings, but our own being, our myself, does not have no quality of Dzogchen teachings at all. Lack of devotion, lack of compassion, lack of dignity, all that. Then being having knowledge and going to the path of the great perfection, but your own being are not great perfected. So that is completely putting your knowledge, understanding, and your being is completely separated. So that's why is the obstacle comes. So I want to make sure to all of you, whatever you're doing, just continuously do. You don't need to get big results. Whether you recognize or not recognize, not important. Keep doing practice is important. Transforming is important. Genuine arising compassion, trying to get devotion. Is this the important? Sometimes we put so much emphasis of recognizing, but what we see any differences after you recognize? You are the same person. You are not change much. Same bad habits. I think you know what I'm talking about. Don't delude it ourselves. It's very important. Keep trying and transforming is the key point. So after the meditation classes in Samye Institute, then very important that they have the footstep Bodhisattva program that I really encouraging you, many people, please go check this program. Bodhisattva program is very, very good. But the most important, touching to my heart, the sutra, my most favorite sutra, actually not the Heart Sutra, is actually the Wisdom Passing Sutra. That is my most heart feeling. I feel so connected to Buddha himself, in his teachings. This Wisdom Passing Sutra is his own word, short, simple question, and very direct answer. The key of the ground, the key of meditation, key of attitude, key of motivation, and the key of the result. That is the most important 5 key that exists in Buddhist teaching. In the short half page of sutra, mention about it. Then they have this program, translation to Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish, and Indonesian language is going to be finished within a month in our Samye Institute. Please check and share these messages to your friends who are people who are Buddhists, who want to learn more Buddhist, or people just want to know what is Buddhism is. Really, sometimes it's so difficult to explain what is Buddhism is. But I think you can give this short sutra, the Wisdom Passing Sutra. When the mind realizes that is the wisdom, that is the Buddha, you not need to search the Buddha elsewhere. So beautiful. So Buddha is actually the nature of the mind. How to gain the wisdom? Searching your own mind. So beautifully taught by the Buddha, Shakyamuni. So now the key point is meditation is the guideline of all the practices. Happiness, compassion, and dignity. People who want to learn more towards meditation, then you should go through the meditation classes, this pathway, the path of meditation. Now, people who begin interest to learn more meditation, I encourage you to study the Wisdom Passing Sutra that and that I just mentioned, and the Bodhisattva, the footstep, the 14 weeks program of the Samadhi Raja Sutra quotations that I have a book. And this too, it give you the guideline of the beginning of the Buddha's picture, the Buddha Dharma picture. Then you go into the Vajrayana path. Then is the very, very perfect. The journey is very, very perfect. So, thank you very much. I have a program next Saturday. Is a Vajrayana program. Thank you for all of you to coming this time. And I done my way to reach you all, to you all, and to introduce the meditation. Please practice well, encourage yourself, encourage others. Take care, and I send my love and prayer to all of you. I know all of us, we're going through difficulties. The global is going through difficulties. So we all going to pray that people who are going through difficulty have some happiness and peace of this difficulty of the world. Thank you very much, each of you coming for the program. And thank you very much of our Samye team who really helped. And all the volunteers of Samye, translators, coordinators, Samye technology team, Samye whatever the finance team, all the teams, and all the Samye donors who supported to Samye institutes. And all of you, I like to say, each of you, thank you very much. And bottom from my heart. And take care. And I see you soon in this Saturday. Love you and take care. Sonam de tamje zekba tomne nyebe danam pamje jega naje balav trukba sibe solen rowa toware sho jambal bawe shidara chemba ta kundo sambo teyan tesh teda kunje jeso dalo sho gyawa teda tamje rabdo tuzum shikbe jawa tamje je hoa kangla chokdung kawa dagen gewe zawa dikunja sambo chuji rabdo ngoware ji. Bye.